Hello, everyone. This is Dr. Richard Fleming, and today is Thursday, the 28th of January, 2021. For the last week or two, we've taken an in-depth look at the origins of SARS-CoV-2, what we now know about some of the potential concerns and information about what benefits are available on the vaccines that are currently being used. And I get frequent questions from people asking, what do I do now if I've had the vaccine? What do I do now if I've had SARS-CoV-2? And what do I do if I haven't had either the vaccine or become ill with SARS-CoV-2? The answers are very simple and very straightforward. To find the answers to a question, you have to understand what the question is. And in our case, what we've learned is that the question about the people who have the worst outcomes are the people that have the comorbidities of being older, overweight, having heart disease, strokes, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, the illnesses that result in hyperinflammation and hyperthrombosis or blood clotting. The good news is we know a lot about what to do to improve the health of individuals with these comorbidities. And these are things that you can do for yourself, your family members, and your friends beginning today if you haven't done so before. This includes watching what you eat, not overeating. Most people need about 10 calories per pound per day. Anything more than that requires that you do exercise or more activity to wear off those calories so they don't become stored as fat and don't become part of the inflammation process. Watch the fat, particularly the saturated fat that you're eating, because this is the type that's most prone to cause a problem. And it doesn't matter whether that saturated fat comes to you from a food, meats, or whether it's something that's a processed food that they've hydrogenated it to make it saturated, the trans fats. It doesn't matter whether it comes from natural sources or man-made sources, these saturated fats are harmful. Reduce them, eliminate them if you can. And eating highly processed, refined foods have never been shown to be beneficial for people. Reduce those. Don't smoke. And if you smoke, cut down. Reduce the amount that you're doing. Don't sit around all day. Don't allow this to be the opportunity for your body to become less healthy. Exercise. If you have to exercise indoors, walk around. Make a game out of it. Go outside if you can and walk around. Get some actual fresh air. Do the things that make your body healthy. And don't forget your mental health. Talk to people. Socialize with people, either in your household, friends that you know. Use social media, use Skype, use Zoom, use whatever mechanism you have to interact with people on a positive basis. Don't make the time that you're on the internet merely looking about SARS-CoV-2 or coming up with things that are negative. Find positive things in your life and cherish the people around you. All of these positive things have an effect on your stress hormone levels and allow you to become a healthier individual so that when you're exposed to the virus or whether you get vaccinated, your body is in its best capacity or position to make and keep you healthy. That's what you want to do. And that nobody can take away from you. I want to share something with you briefly on the screen because I think it's interesting, so I hope you will too. This is a sliced through picture of a cryo-electron micrograph of what SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus looks like. And you can see this circle here, and these are the spike proteins that are crowns. This is not something we don't know what it is. We've identified the enemy. And this is a brief movie that I'd like to share that these researchers out of Germany who published that paper have been kind enough to share with the rest of us. And as they focus up and down in the image, you can see the virus coming into view. And there it is. I'd also like to share some additional very interesting information for you that I think you would all be very interested in. One of the animal studies that was done, and I'll scroll up here, to look at the Pfizer vaccine was done in tissue cells and mice and rhesus macaques, non-human primates. They're old world monkeys, and they're frequently used to get an idea of what will happen to people. And so in this research study that was done by Pfizer, they took 6 rhesus monkeys that were relatively young. They were only 2 to 4 years old, and rhesus monkeys lived to be about 20 to 40. So youngsters in the world of rhesus monkeys. And they vaccinated 6 of the monkeys with their Pfizer vaccine. They took 3 other monkeys, same age group, 2 to 4, adolescents, teenagers, and they didn't vaccinate them. Now, what they did next was they took the virus and they put it in the nose and the lungs of these 9 animals. And then they used PCR testing to see when the virus would go away. Now, the interesting thing about that is that when they looked at the 3 monkeys that had received no vaccines, we're going to scroll down here because I won't put you through the entire paper. Somebody out there is saying, hooray. What they noticed is that of the rhesus monkeys that did not get the vaccine, on day 3, 2 of the 3 had virus. 1 of the 3 had already taken care of the virus on its own without the vaccine. By the day 6, 2 of the 3 had eliminated the virus, and only 1 of the 3 still had the virus present in its nose and its lungs. So this is a virus that healthy people, healthy rhesus macaques, we've seen, can address and take care of under normal circumstances. That's great news, I would think, because it shows just in the animal models that we use to give an indication of what happens to people that healthy macaques eliminate this virus in short order. If you're one of the people that has symptoms, you're doing the things that you should to improve your diet and lifestyle. You're not smoking, you're cutting down calories and saturated fat, you're exercising, you're being mentally healthy and sharing with positive dialogue and conversations with friends. Rest assured, there are treatments. These treatments, this comes from the medical letter. This is something that is sent out to physicians periodically, usually once a month. And you can see that on the 20th of January, the medical letter says these are treatments to be considered for COVID-19, SARS-CoV-2. And if we scroll down to page 3, you can see that there are a number of treatments, including steroids, inhaled steroids, tocilizumab, which is interleukin-6 inhibitor, a variety of other drugs being used, antimalarials like hydroxychloroquine and chloroquine, alpha interferon beta, which we've talked about, and other people have ivermectin, vitamin C, zinc, vitamin D. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from the people who put together the medical letter for the table of drugs to be used and considered in the treatment of SARS-CoV-2 or COVID-19. In addition to that, this little website here will take you to some other people that you can take a look at what they have available. This is the Association of American Physicians and Surgeons. And on their website, they will talk to you about treatments that they believe should be provided to people. This is a completely different source from myself or anybody else. You can check out the site. You can look at what they're posting. You can look at the papers that they've published in the research literature and get their information from them directly. And they have contact information for how to get a hold of them. We spent a couple weeks going over the type of details about the origin of the virus and concerns that we may have for the vaccines, but it's important to realize that simply improving your diet and lifestyle goes a large way to defeating this virus, independent of anything else. And if you become symptomatic, if you have fevers, sweats, a cough, you're losing your sense of smell, there's a problem with diarrhea, changes in your body that lead you to believe that something's different, that something might have infected your sinuses and the rest of your body, go to your doctor, get the treatments that they prescribe, and realize that we have opportunities to provide treatments, and that the good news is we're a long way from succumbing to this virus, that there are viruses, treatments, and things that you can do available today and every day. This is Dr. Richard Fleming. Today is the 28th of January, 2021. Thank you and stay safe.